John Recca give us a little bit more in-depth detail on that. John Recca, during the past year, has helped the Colorado Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association create our brand identity, marketing materials, and strategic plan. He has an extensive background in sales, marketing, management, and works with many Colorado food, beverage, and commodity companies and associations. Recently, his firm developed and managed the comprehensive branding, marketing, and public relations program to restore confidence in Rocky Ford Cantaloupe. John is an advisory board member of Colorado Proud and serves on the marketing committee for the Colorado Wine Industry Development Board. John.
Thanks, Reed. Appreciate it. Robert, get up here. Let's get started, I guess. We're kind of running a little late. So, anyway, about a year and a half ago, Adrian Card, Mike Bartolo, and Robert Zakata got together about a year and a half ago and said, you know, there really is a need for a comprehensive organization, something that would have an extensive purpose beyond just one singular commodity, for example. And a lot of this came from the cantaloupe issue, listeria issue in 2011. So, you know, why CFGA? Well, it is a good question. There's already plenty of grower resources. You can see some logos up here. There's associations, there's education, government, industry, and consumer groups. Each has very specific strengths and capabilities. There was really nothing out there that was very comprehensive, that worked in critical areas. Some organizations are more developed than others. For example, Colorado Department of Agriculture or the Western Growers Association. Some have broad focus. Some have very specific, limited focus. For associations, it's always a commodity-specific focus. Potatoes, corn, cantaloupes, it's very specific to the needs that they specifically have. But all growers face common issues and needs and opportunities. So let's just talk about the need real quick, and we'll breeze through this because we know we're going to get ready for lunch. And Robert's going to take us through some of this stuff as well, and he speaks very quickly. So anyway, the need, a resource for all produce growers, big, small, organic, conventional, statewide, not just in particular regions, but statewide. A one-stop shop for all key needs. An organization that has expertise on a broad level in food safety, in water, immigration and labor, and also in marketing. An organization that you can count on, you know, every day. So that's dialed into these ever-changing regulations that we face, like the last presentation we just heard, someone who's going to be on top of it. But again, a resource who can pull this all together, kind of the glue that holds all these associations and entities together. An organization that consolidates information. So like it's a central point. So as this organization grows and develops, and it has a director, and it has a communications focus, it will act as a central point to communicate up and down. And it works on your behalf, of course, and communicates with you and for you. So let's talk about the planning. Robert, you can jump in here. We had a board session in November of 2014. It was actually a retreat, but I think that's kind of a dirty word because it sounds like a boondoggle, but it wasn't. We worked really hard. So we got together, the board, and we went over strategic direction. Again, we knew the need, we knew the opportunity, but we wanted to get specific. So we talked about vision, who we are, our mission, what we'll do for growers. We're going to take you through that real quickly. And the idea, we need to start planning, end up with a tactical plan, strategic and tactical plan with budget, etc. So here's our vision.
Real quickly, do you know how many Broncos it takes to change a flat tire? One, unless it's a blowout, and then they all show up. But anyway, we didn't want this to be a blowout, you know, and we figured a bunch of us farmers, we're good, we know about tractors, you know, we know about planting the seed. We know even about strategic planning for our own operations, but to getting a lot of different individual people at the same table to have and come up with a shared vision, we really look to the expertise of John Recca, somebody outside that has that knowledge of agriculture and yet can help us synthesize all of those different thoughts that we were bringing to the table. So we developed these visions that we talked about. Again, CFVGA being an active, robust resource for all the different types of information are out there. And again, as John was saying, the consolidator of information.
Just keep moving on. The third point we want to talk about is advocacy. CFVGA is the voice for all growers in the state, produce growers, fruit and vegetable growers, federal and state levels. And this will be two-way communication, like I just alluded to. CFVGA will lobby up to state and federal and also communicate back down to growers based on their needs and what their input is. Third, research. CFVGA will be a consolidator and work with CSU and other entities, for example, Colorado Department of Agriculture, to conduct consumer research, market research, and field research.
And really, as we talked about it, just in our own operations, we're all very entrepreneurial. We want to look at, again, outside the box, what opportunities we have outside. And we, like I mentioned earlier, we want to be a quick reacting organization. We have that opportunity, since we're a new organization, to come up with some new creative ideas. I mean, all of the organizing committee, we've been texting like crazy to share information, to keep things up to date. Let's use technology to our advantage, and we can do that in this organization.
Sixth point here, very important. We talked about it a little bit this morning, that this organization should be market-driven. It'll play an important role in helping our grower members develop their brands and their markets. And this will include a lot of things. It'll include facilitating domestic and export distribution, providing market support, and demand generation. In other words, generating demand from a consumer and retail standpoint, and also improving supply and a few other things. It's a big task, and can't stress enough, there are already some great resources out there, like the Markets Division of CDA. Again, this organization will be a resource pulling all this together. Again, the glue that holds this together.
One of our visions, of course, is networking. It's so important for us to really reach out, and as John was saying, there's a lot of resources out there. We need to network. Just today, about 30 minutes ago, a lady that I know from the Colorado Department of Health was actually attending the conference next door. And I ran into her just in the hallway, encouraged her to get a Talbot apple, by the way. And she said, I mentioned that we had Dr. Jandel Allen Davis talking to us from Kaiser. And she goes, I need to hook you up with the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. I said, please do. Let's have some networking there and see how we can really promote Colorado product. So again, it's that opportunity of connection.
Partnering, this is going to be huge, especially as this organization evolves and grows. Right now, we just don't have the infrastructure. We have very involved board members. We have committees already designated and set up. But networking with partners will be very, very important. We identified three primary initial partners right now. CSU, for obvious reasons. CDA, for their expertise in markets, exports, and food safety. And Western Growers Association. Hank, who's here today. Hank, just if you can, just raise your hand so everybody can see. Hank was very instrumental in our board retreat in providing input on strategic planning. This is what Hank does. He does it very well. Western Growers Association has some high skills in key areas like labor immigration, food safety, and lobbying on the federal level. So we'll be able to tie in, partner with Western Growers Association very closely.
Of course, education will be a big role, reaching out. Again, we've got great resources at CSU, and also not only that to us, but also to the consumers. So we're talking about food safety, labor issues, water, nutrition awareness. Is something that, again, we can find a lot of partners, like I just mentioned, with Colorado Department of Public Health. Utilize some of their resources and the connections again to get that message out that fresh fruits and vegetables are affordable. And so a lot of these things we can do along with the market development.
Okay, and these these 5 pillars are going to correspond to the organization's infrastructure and how it operates. So the first 3 areas, food safety, labor issues, and water, those already correspond to existing committees. There is a planning committee right now, and that will segue into marketing and nutrition.
And we're looking for participants in that committee. So.
If you have expertise, that would be very helpful. Overall, our mission statement, and we dissected this, we wordsmithed it, we had various options, but this is what we came up with. CFVGA is the go-to resource for the Colorado fruit and vegetable industry. We connect Colorado growers with industry, government, academia, and consumers to strengthen and expand the Colorado fresh fruit and vegetable industry. That's our statement. That's what we're going to live by. The tagline you see here kind of summarizes it all, and that's growing resources, cultivating success.
You bet. Next steps. Number 1 is get signed up. I just found out, again, Commissioner Brown said he signed up, and we actually have a picture of that. He's going to post it on our Facebook page. So, friend us on Facebook. If you see a specific need in your area, let us know. If the grower-buyer networking session, you'd like to see something locally in your area, maybe that's something that we can set up. Watch for online questionnaires, again, using technology to really get your input quickly. Sign up for one of the committees, just become involved. And this is a screenshot really of us using Zoom. It's similar to Skype. I was mentioning a lot of us board members hadn't really met each other before. This is actually a screenshot of our last board meeting where we're able to interact face to face and yet really all across the United States. So really quickly, can we bring up the clicker questions? So get your clickers ready. What's that? Yeah. Again, in our strategic planning document, we're going to have it posted on our webpage if you'd like to look at that further. It's an evolving process. Again, we're going to be really reevaluating that as we've gotten more members because we really want your input. Next slide. Get your clickers ready. According to the latest Gallup Healthways poll, Well-Being Index, where does Colorado rank in terms of residents being happy? I think we're a happy place to live. I really do. And I think, again, Colorado fruits and vegetables play a big role in that. So, quickly responding. We're getting some numbers there. Yeah. All right. Quick, let's go ahead and go on. We need to catch up here. You're absolutely right. We rank 6th. Next slide. You can see how we rank. We're actually ranking the top 10. I wouldn't want to live in the Midwest. Look at the Midwest there. It's like, bottom quintile of well-being. So we can feel pretty fortunate that we live here in Colorado. Next slide. Why is Colorado the ideal place to grow fruits and vegetables? Number 1, fresh water supplies. 2, high altitude. 3, freezing winters. 4, health conscious. Again, I think we need to get the message across about why this climate, why Colorado is special about producing fruits and vegetables. We need to sell ourselves out there so that people realize what a benefit they have in the state of Colorado. All right? You're going to slow, you're going to miss out, so let's go ahead and see the answers. Health conscious consumers is our number 1. Let's see, we've got, 5.3 million people, a lot of them interested in that. Again, we could ride that tidal wave of getting that information out there. Next slide. How important do you think locally grown food is to the average consumer? A, extremely important. B, very important. C, neutral. D, not very important. E, not at all. Again, riding that tsunami out there of being able to, people want to hear our message. Let's get it out there and really promote ourselves. You guys are getting quicker. Quick. Excellent. Very important. Okay, next slide. What are the best ways to market locally grown produce? 1, farmers market. 2, community-supported agriculture. 3, Colorado Proud labeling. 4, value-added packaging. 5, media advertising. Or 6, other. Again, these are kind of the things we're going to be polling, wanting to know not only from the public's point of view, but from our point of view, what we think the best way to market locally grown. Answers? Number 1 is which one? Colorado Proud labeling. Wendy, way to go. What a good, we've got Wendy White over there, so she's happy.
How many times did you vote?
Yeah. And the folders that you have there are from them. Next slide. How many people attended the Produce Marketing Association Fresh Summit in Anaheim, California last year? You heard Commissioner Brown talk about that. It's going to be in Atlanta this year. We want to know your guess how many people attended that show. 5,500, 12, almost 13,000, 18,000, or 22,000? How many many people do you think attended the show in Anaheim? Quick answers. Most people said, 39% said 22,000. You're exactly right, 22,000 people. So Colorado Fruit and Vegetable Growers, we're going to have a booth there. We hope that a lot of you will join us there. I mean, again, a way to reach out to customers and market ourselves. Next slide. I'm going to have to read this to you. Again, we came up with a lot of strange ideas of how we can help the industry, and I'm going to name off a few of these. Tax credit to retail and food service outlets for purchasing certified Colorado fruits and vegetables. Number 2, grants to public school lunch programs for fruit and vegetable summer preservation programs so food can be used later in the school year. 3, incentivize seasonal farm operations to create off-season non-farm business opportunities, i.e. snow removal, food processing, automotive detailing. I don't know, maybe the Broncos need their vehicles polished, I don't know. 4, create flexible summertime ag labor workforce pool. Number 5, create Colorado Department of Corrections Farm Labor Contractor Service. Number 6, property tax reductions for farms growing fruits and vegetables. You know, these are some wild ideas, but if we can come together at the table and create even some new ones, you never know what we may have the opportunity to pass on. Results? Do you have any results?
1 and 6, baby.
25%. Okay, next slide. At events like this, I have to make this announcement. Sorry. At events like this, the Sherman Antitrust Act prohibits the discussion of price setting, creative territory exclusion transactions, other discussions that prevent competition in the marketplace, or all of the above. So, of course, if you don't know, there's an Antitrust Act, so, you know, at a meeting like this, we can't talk about price, we can't talk about price setting at all. But I don't think under that act, it says nothing about speed dating, which is much. Next slide.